ఎవరు మధ్యలో మళ్ళీ వీడియో ఆన్ చేయకండి, స్టార్ట్ చేసుకుందాం. See, our topic is acids, bases and salts, and we have seen what are acids, what are bases and what are salts, and we know how to differentiate between acids and bases. And we have seen different types of acids such as nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, formic acid, acetic acid, and then you know all the formulas also, is it not? And then you know the different types of bases: sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, and you know the difference between acids and bases. And we can differentiate acids and bases using litmus papers. See, blue color turns to red for acids, and then red color turns to blue for bases, and as bases are soapy to touch. And you know that salts are formed by the neutralization of acids and bases. And you have seen that ions will be formed from acids and bases. You know, from HCl, H plus ions are formed, and then from NaOH, OH minus ions are formed. Okay, to simplify, all not all the bases, generally bases contains OH minus ions, and whereas acids contain H plus ions. Okay, H plus ions are nothing but protons. Okay, and you have seen the symbols for different elements from 1 to 20 elements. Okay, I think you have learned also. Now let us see, we have seen the difference between acids and bases. Now let us see how to know the strength of an acid. See, there are different types of acids. That may be acetic acid or formic acid or sulfuric acid or nitric acid, whatever it may be. There are different types of acids. Among these acids, we have to say which is more acidic and which is less acidic. So to determine the strength of an acid or a base, let us do a test. So take two beakers, beaker A and then beaker B, and then in beaker A you take dilute hydrochloric acid, and then in beaker B you take dilute acetic acid. Okay, then now conduct electricity, and then you connect to a bulb. The bulb glows very brightly when it is connected to a dilute hydrochloric acid beaker, and the bulb glows with less intensity when it is connected to the dilute acetic acid beaker, because it indicates that the ions, the H plus ions are more in dilute hydrochloric acid, and the H plus ions are less in acetic acid. The less and more H plus ions indicates the presence, the strength of that acid. Okay, if the ions are less, it indicates that it is less acidic. If the ions, the H plus ions are more, it indicates that it is more acidic. So the more H plus ions presence produces high intensity of electricity. So the bulb is glowing very brightly when it is connected to the dilute HCl, because HCl is more acidic than acetic acid. Acetic acid formula is CH3COOH. Okay, so that is a test to identify the strength of an acid, and this strength can be also identified using universal indicators. What is universal indicator? So a universal indicator is a mixture of many indicators. We have seen indicators also: methyl orange, phenolphthalein, how the color is changed when it is added to an acid or a base. We have seen it changes to colorless or it turns pink, and methyl orange turns to red or yellow. So when all these indicators are mixed, a universal indicator is formed, which determines the strength of an acid or a base. Okay, and let us see what is a pH scale. What is pH? P indicates that it is the potential of hydrogen. See, all the acids contains H plus ions. Okay, so the potential of H plus ion concentration or hydrogen ion concentration in a solution is called pH scale. See, let me share a picture. See, pH scale is developed to measure the concentration of hydrogen ion in a solution is known as pH scale, whereas P is P in H, pH implies potence. That is a German word. The actually P means potential. Okay, pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. 0 indicates that it is highly acidic and 14 indicates that is highly basic. Okay, so 0 to 14. Now let me show one more pic. See, 0 to 14. So 7 indicates that the solution is neutral. If we have taken a solution and it and it shows the value of 7, then it indicates that the solution is neutral. And if it lies between 0 to 7, it indicates the solution we have taken is acidic. And if it lies between 7 to 14, it indicates that the solution is basic. Okay, so which is more acidic and which number indicates less acidic? We have 0 to 7. So see the arrow mark there. See, the acidic nature increases from 7 to 0. Okay, from 7 to 0, the acidic nature is increasing. That means the solution with pH 6 will be less acidic, and the solution with pH 1 will be more acidic. Okay, and see here, let us see the basic nature. Here also, from 7 to 14, the basic nature is increasing. So what does it mean? If the pH of a solution is 8, it indicates that it is less basic. If the pH of a solution is near to 14, that is 12 or 13 or 11, it indicates that it is more basic. So you have to remember which number is less acidic, which indicates more acidic, less basic, and more basic. And let me show one more picture. See here, it is clearly everyone draw this picture in your notes. Okay, see, 7 indicates that it is neutral, and then 6 below 7, that is 5 6, it indicates that it is weakly acidic. Whenever the number decreases from 7 to 0, it indicates that the solution is strongly acidic or highly acidic. Okay, see, from 7 the basic nature starts. So 7 8 9 indicates it is weakly basic. Basic and alkaline are one and the same. And then if the number increases from 7 to 14, it indicates it is strongly basic or strongly alkaline. Okay, so never think that if the number is greater, see here, 0 to 7, you may generally think that the number 6 is greater, so it may be highly acidic. So you should not think like that. 6 indicates that it is less acidic or weakly acidic. If the number is, the pH is 0, it is highly acidic. If the pH is 1, it is also highly acidic. The greater number indicates it is weakly acidic, and you should not apply that here for basic nature. See, then as the number is increasing, the basic nature is also increasing from 7 to 14, but it is quietly opposite when it is coming to the acidic nature. As the number is decreasing, the acidic nature is increasing. Here basic, as the number is increasing, the acidic nature, the basic nature is increasing. So you have to remember that. Okay, a scale for measuring hydrogen ion concentration in a solution is called pH scale. Okay, and this was introduced by Sorensen. And you know, 7 in the pH 7 indicates that the solution is neutral, and if the pH of a solution lies between 0 to 7, it indicates that the solution is acidic. And if the pH of a solution lies between 7 to 14, it indicates that the solution is basic or alkaline. Okay, now let us see the pH of a few solutions which you know. See here, the pH of battery acid is 0. That indicates it is highly acidic. Okay, from 7, let us see from the pH 7. pH 7, only freshly distilled water, that is, you can find that distilled water in labs. The pH 7, only the water in the labs, that is distilled water, pH will be 7. And the pH of milk is less than 7, that may lie between 6 to 7, that is 6.5. So milk is weakly acidic. And then you see blood. Blood is slightly basic or slightly alkaline. So, and then seawater. Seawater is, its pH is 8. So, the seawater pH is 8. It indicates it is weakly basic. Now coming to the sea, 14. You see here. Okay, let us see bleach. Household bleach. See, its pH is 13, so it is highly basic. Now see here, gastric fluid 1. Gastric fluid, it is highly acidic. And then lemon juice, you know, lemon juice, its pH value is 2, so it is also acidic. And then coffee, the pH of coffee is lies almost, it is 4.8 or 4.9, so it is also acidic. So is it good for health or not? See, you should not drink coffee, it is acidic. Okay, if you have the habit of taking coffee, you just stop drinking coffee. You can take it very rarely, but now and then you should not drink coffee. Actually, coffee contains a caffeine, a chemical called caffeine, which activates your brain cells. So gets addicted to the coffee or tea, and you feel that you feel like taking coffee frequently. But if you have the habit of taking tea or coffee, you try to avoid it. Okay. See, now let us see the value, the importance of pH in our daily life. So you might have observed acid rain. Sometimes you might have observed light orange or red color droplets coming from the sky. So that is acid rain. So its pH will be less than 5.6, and it is when it gets mixed with the water present in seas or rivers, the water animals gets affected. Animals on the earth also gets affected by the acid rain. So living organisms cannot survive under low pH values. See, low pH means below 7. So that is acidic pH values. Okay, now let us see about tooth decay. See, after eating the food, the particles get stuck in between our teeth, and the bacteria which is present in our mouth start degrading the food which is present in between the teeth. After degradation, it releases some acids. These acids decays our tooth. Actually, our tooth contains enamel, which contains calcium carbonate, which is a very hard material. Though it is very hard, this the acids produced by the degradation of food material, it starts decaying our tooth. So soon after eating food, it's better to brush your teeth to avoid tooth decay. Okay, actually the acids produced by the bacteria after the degradation of food material will be less than 5.5. So it is slightly acidic. So to avoid this, you have to use toothpaste which neutralizes these acids. Okay, calcium phosphate is the hardest material in our body which is present as an enamel on our tooth. Okay, now let us see the pH of our digestive system. Even our stomach contains hydrochloric acid, which is, it is released by our stomach for the digestion purpose. Though it is an acid, it does not create any problem for us. It is just used for the digestion purpose. But whenever during indigestion, more and more acids are produced, which harms our stomach. So for this, we use antacids. Antacids contains little basic substances which neutralizes these acids. Okay, for example, milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide, is used as an antacid, which neutralizes the acids which are present, which are produced in our stomach during indigestion. Okay, see, whenever the food is not digested, our stomach produces more and more acids to digest the food. So the more acids produced in our stomach creates burning sensation. So we take antacids, which neutralizes these acids. Okay, and we can okay. Now let us see the pH of a soil. See, many plants or many soil organisms, we can see them in the soil. So to know the survival pH of those organisms, we can test the pH of that soil. So just take a few 5 grams of soil and then add some water in a test tube and then mix it well, and after that you just filter it and then take that filter and then test the pH of the solution. We can test the pH by using pH meter. You might have observed in our school we have pH meter. Whenever it is dipped in that solution, which we have to know this pH of that solution, it shows the number. If it is acidic, it shows 5 or 4 or 6. If the solution is basic, it shows 7 or 8. Okay, based on that number, we can decide whether the pH of that solution is acidic or basic. And one more thing about this pH is, even the insects like ants and then honeybees produces acids as a defense mechanism. See, when we are very big organisms and we can harm the small organisms like ants and honeybees. So to protect them from from other organisms, these honeybees produces acid. So whenever the honeybee stings to our body, it produces acid. So we feel a very irritation or burning sensation. So it produces acids into our body. Even the ant also, it produces formic acid whenever it bites us. Okay, so the remedy for this bite is, we have to add mild base like baking soda. If baking soda is will be available in all our houses. So whenever a honeybee or an ant bits us, we just apply baking soda on that area so that you may feel little relief, because it neutralizes the acid. And then even some plants also produces acids. A plant called a nettle plant, Nettla, a nettle plant. On the leaves, it has small hair. It produces acids. It also produces methanoic acid. That is nothing but formic acid. So to protect it from the other organisms, from insects or from any other animals, it produces formic acid. Okay, this is the self-defense mechanism by plants and animals. Okay. See now, this is all about acids and bases. We know the difference between acids and bases, and we know the difference between different acids and different bases. The strength of an acid indicates that it is less acidic or more acidic. The pH value indicates whether a base is less basic or more basic. So the pH meter is used to test the solution, whether it is acidic or basic, and whether it is strongly basic or strongly acidic, or weakly basic or weakly acidic. Now let us see about salts. What are salts? We have seen the neutralization reaction. So salts are produced by the reaction of an acid and a base. And what are the products formed by the neutralization reaction? When an acid and a base reacts, salt and water are formed. Okay, for example, you take sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid formula is HCl, and then sodium hydroxide is NaOH. So NaOH plus HCl gives rise to NaCl plus H2O. So NaCl is a salt formed when hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide are reacted. Okay, so mostly all the salts are formed by the neutralization of acid and a base. Now let us see different types of salts, that is potassium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate, ammonium chloride. So there are many salts. So all these salts contain a positive and a negative radical, or a positive and a negative ion. See NaCl, Na plus Cl minus. Na plus is a positive ion and Cl minus is a negative ion. For example, you take sodium sulfate, Na2SO4. Na plus is a positive ion and SO4 2 minus is a negative ion. So for example, you take NaCl and then Na2SO4. These two belongs to the same family because these two salts contain same sodium ions. Means, so these belong to the family of sodium salts. For example, you take NaCl and then KCl. See, these two salts contain the common ion called chloride ion. Cl minus and Cl minus, KCl and then NaCl. So these two salts belong to the family of chloride salts. Okay, and there are different salts like baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder. So let us see the formulas for baking soda. Baking soda is nothing but sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3, and then washing soda, that is Na2CO3 10H2O, and then bleaching powder, that is CaOCl2, CaOCl2, calcium chlorate. Baking soda is NaH,